Hey guys.
Hello everybody and welcome back. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong thing. I guess you gotta come up with a new intro.
Welcome to the Underground 335 podcast.
You know, I didn't hate it, so it was pretty dope.
I'm Nimblewin. Oh wait. I caught myself almost calling me that because there's a funny story behind that. But I'm Jamie Shadow. I'm Jamie Shadow 9. As you probably are well aware, this is if you're listening to this on YouTube, this is the YouTube channel. And we're doing our pilot episode for our podcast.
The Underground 335 podcast.
We've talked about this many times. We made out a whole episode sheet and everything.
Oh, you should see the episode sheet before I re-edited it.
I saw it before you re-edited it.
Yeah, it had LK on it.
Yeah.
Who is no longer...
Oh my goodness. Oh, we'll get to it. So tell people, introduce yourself to the people.
I mean, you're already talking, so go for it.
No. We gotta do this the right way.
Right. Okay, fine. Let's see. Here, I'm going to go by... Screw it, I'll still go by Kitsune, because it links directly into Underground 335.
I'll talk to you about it later. I'll write it down for later.
Like I was saying, I'm Kitsune. I'm from the YouTube channel Underground 335. That's why the name's a little hairy. It's a little. We'll work on it. We'll find some.
We're running hanging loose right now.
Yeah, basically hanging and swinging. So I'm, like I said, I'm from Underground 335, which is a automotive YouTube channel. It's on hiatus for right now because, I'm injured, learning how to walk again.
Send good vibes.
But yeah, so on my channel, I'm currently building a 2020 Honda Civic Si, ironically enough, named Kitsune. And
it's like we're doing a thing.
Yeah, I know, right? I had a dream. I wanted to build a car, and from watching a whole bunch of YouTube, I kind of wanted to emulate the people that I watch on YouTube. I like videography, I like photography, so I figured why not put it all together.
Which will bring us to one of our topics, but I guess we'll talk about the topic that was brought up before, but about an old, I guess an old friend of ours.
It's not really worth getting into about that.
I'm not gonna go into details, but let's put it this way, right? We were a 3-man band. We had a lot of fun as a 3-man band, and one of the ideas was to have the 3-man band all night.
Yeah.
The crazy thing about it is we all kind of share similar opinions, and even though we do have slightly different views about how things work, we all end up on the same page. So the dynamic would have been very good. But due to,
constraints, artistic disagreements.
Is that one an artistic disagreement? I don't know about that one.
Alright, not artistic disagreement. Due to personal reasons.
Yeah. He cannot be here with us. So, the show must go on. And
we're talking like this isn't a pilot.
the show will continue whether it's a pilot.
The idea is still coming to fruition.
There you go.
So me and Jamie talked about doing a podcast for some years now. Never really knew what it would be about. Still don't really know what it'll be about, but I'm guessing at this moment in time it'll be about everything from game content to automotive content, like what's happening in the gaming world, what's happening in the automotive world.
Also just stuff we like to talk about.
Yeah.
My vision for this podcast is just for us to kind of hang out, chill, talk like bros. But like, because if you watch our YouTube content, like, yeah, you can sort of get some of that there, but I feel like this will be more of a what's the word? Confined version of that.
Yeah. It'll be more relaxed, a little more chill. Like,
Okay.
I was gonna say people could give us topics since we're streaming on Twitch. Like, if people going through stuff, people want to like write in, they can write in live and
ask questions.
Drop them in the comments section of the YouTube channel.
I was gonna say, please, if you're watching this on YouTube, do not hesitate to ask questions or suggest topics for us to talk about. I mean, as long as it's available to talk about on Twitch and everything.
Yeah.
It has to be TOS on Twitch and YouTube, and
just appropriate because children may be watching.
Not to mention, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. We don't want to like get into super like particular topics if it will upset someone.
Yeah. Remember to be respectful and just understand that everybody's opinions are their opinions, and understand that just because you have an opinion, it's not fact. Like,
we have to respect everyone's religion and political decisions, no matter if you agree or disagree.
Yep. We are not here to discuss any hot button topics. Not on air, at least. So, because that's not what this platform is for. We wanted to be more of a platform for positivity and just bringing a community together.
Alright, so let's talk about our first topic, which is how YouTube used to be. Because this came up when I was... What was it? What was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about Let's Plays and stuff for the 100 video special. If you haven't seen that video, please go watch it. It's good.
At Jamie Shadow 9 on YouTube.
That's right. So, how many of you remember home videos?
I definitely remember home videos.
Home videos is YouTube. Tell me I'm wrong.
Talking about home videos as in the show?
No, well, America's Funniest Home Videos.
No, I mean like the cartoon home videos.
No,
that's home movies.
That's home movies.
Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying flat out, like home movies, like with your family and stuff.
Oh yeah, like your dad comes out with the. Well, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. The mic's open.
Okay, I'm sorry. We'll just preface this. We're black and we're from single mother households, so.
Oh, I know where this is going. Go ahead.
So your parent, we'll just say parent because
it could be either parent.
Yeah, not a lot of people, regardless of what your ethnicity is, have fathers for umpteenth number of reasons. So, and they don't have mothers either. So your parent would go and bring out the Sony camera or whatever camcorder they had, and they'd record you as a kid, and then you'd watch them later on.
Yeah. And it wasn't even just like those, but like the ones where someone's slipping down a slip slide and they fall or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's pre-YouTube.
Yeah.
Like all of that was YouTube before YouTube came out, and YouTube came out around 2004, 2005. Can we get a
fact check? Sure.
Fact check. Um,
2005.
December 15th, 2005. So up until 2005, we didn't have. There might have been like one site maybe that was kind of like YouTube at the time, but YouTube was never. Nothing was like YouTube until YouTube.
I don't know. I didn't even have internet at that time.
Yeah.
In 2005, I think I was in like 3rd grade.
2005. Did the DS come out in 2005? Because if the DS came out in 2005, I had a DS. Oh, yep, I had a yeah, I had a DS. So I was.
So I was in like 1st or 2nd grade.
Oh God. What grade? 5th? 5th grade?
No, I'm lying.
5th-ish grade? Yeah, 5th. Yeah, 5th grade. I'm so mad that I had to really think about that.
Yeah, I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, wait, was I in 7th grade in 04? I might have been in 7th grade in 04. Wait, you say you were in 5th grade?
5th grade.
Okay, I was like a year behind you then.
You were in 4th grade, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Either way, at the time, all that was on YouTube was, home movies. All the videos that people took of their families or funny crap. Also, porn.
We're not getting into that.
But the crazy thing about how YouTube used to be versus the way it is now is that a lot of things that are more commonplace now were like rare and scarce back then. And like, I know how that sounds because like that's basically anything, but like you have to think about the way the internet works. As the internet was, coming into age, we started getting more access to stuff. Like, people were able to record videos more easily because the cameras were evolving and, people were learning how to use, video editing software.
The iPhone became a thing, which kicked off the smartphone wars, which meant everybody got smartphones and cameras on those phones. So there were cameras all over now. And in today's age, everybody has a camera in their hand.
And it's crazy because you have a conversation, and it's not about age, but you have a conversation with someone, and if you ask them what is the oldest social media platform that they've been on, if you asked me, it'd be AIM/AOL. But that's because I'm a 90s baby. You can ask someone that's older than me and they'll tell you like oh man, probably letter and pen and paper.
Sorry, I'm still tripping off. Like, you said AOL, and my mind thought Napster and LimeWire.
That's a good one. Oh man, freaking LimeWire.
But apparently, according to Google Academy, that Google Video and Vimeo were like the most popular sites prior to YouTube.
That's what I was thinking of, because people were uploading their home movies and videos there, but I think the problem was is that it didn't get as much traction.
Probably not, because like the sites weren't as I'm not going to say the sites weren't as good, but I'll say like at the present moment, the sites to me aren't as good. I think Vimeo is like premium.
Yeah.
And like well, technically now Google owns YouTube, so literally, what other platform are you going to get on and be able to upload unlimited videos of whatever you want that's going to stay around forever?
Yeah, it's only YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing about where we are with YouTube now, because there's content for everything. If you want to build a house, there's a house building video. It exists. If you would have told me that like 10 years ago, I don't know if I would have believed you. Because
Well,
go ahead.
I was about to say 10 years ago, like,
Well, 10 years ago, I can see.
Well, no, I was gonna go like back to, I guess early YouTube, because like when I started using YouTube when I was around like middle school, and like I would go on YouTube and try to find videos I was trying to find videos of like how to do certain things like math problems and stuff like that. Couldn't find it. I was trying to find funny videos specific to like what I could think of.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, Batman dancing around, some stuff like that.
Right.
Couldn't really find it. Like, it was hit or miss. And in my head, I didn't know YouTube was new. I thought it was something that was always around.
Yeah. And that's a good point that you bring out, is what are social media platforms that just kind of seem like they've been there for
TikTok
the
and
longest.
Instagram.
Yeah. There you go. Those are the two.
All the kids
Also
from this
Facebook.
and Facebook, yeah. And Twitter.
Oh God, especially Twitter. Twitter feels like we've been having Twitter for 100 years. You know?
Well, technically, wasn't Twitter around like back when MySpace was popular?
Yes it was. Give it a fact check, but I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure I remember people talking about Twitter when I still had MySpace.
Well, not when you still had MySpace, while it was popular.
2006. And MySpace is 2000s. 2003.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, that's...
Oh my goodness.
My soul.
Did you also die a little bit inside?
Yeah, because like it doesn't seem like it. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Facebook release
2004.
It was limited to Harvard students back then. Oh, 06.
06. And that's when everybody got off MySpace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my favorite thing about MySpace was the bowling game, and you could play music and listen to music on a website.
My favorite thing about MySpace, which is the same thing as my favorite thing about YouTube, is customizing your page.
Yes.
I swear. I don't understand what happened to the era of customizing your you know.
People got lazy, but...
Bro, I mean, listen, I understand, but like somebody gotta want into it, man. It was so good. MySpace is now just a giant blog.
That's what everyone keeps saying. I'm logging on to look at it.
It literally is just a giant blog. Look at that.
Oh god.
For those of our viewers, he's looking at what MySpace looks like now. It's just completely terrible.
So you could still listen to music,
yeah, but
and watch videos, but what happened?
What happened is everyone left. And it's so funny because like people are like, oh, not everybody left. No, there were more than thousands of people who saw Facebook, recognized that Facebook was a better platform, especially for talking to family, which is what people used MySpace for primarily, and switched to Facebook. I can tell you, my mom, as soon as Facebook was made, she made a Facebook. Because guess what? All of my family was on Facebook.
When I made Facebook, not gonna lie, when I heard about Facebook back in middle school, I had just created a MySpace probably like a year or two earlier.
Oh man.
So
you didn't get to experience MySpace.
Oh no, I did.
Oh, okay.
I experienced it with my friends like a couple years prior. And then I finally decided, on the school computer, I made an email and then I made a MySpace. So I would log on in school and I talked to my friends, chat with them online and whatnot. I didn't have internet at home, so I used it when I was in the computer lab, and I would play games like Pop Tropica, stuff like that. I'd play the bowling game on there, and yes, I know Pop Tropica wasn't on MySpace, but I was just using it as an example. And I liked it, but then when Facebook came out, it was like it was much more streamlined, and it had better features. Like the instant messaging was a lot better.
The instant messaging is what killed MySpace.
Yeah. And like just the sheer being able to follow people, the groups.
Oh man, I forgot about the groups. You guys remember when you could group people into like brother, sister, best friend, and all that?
You still can.
I know, but like that's a feature I haven't thought about in years. Like I did all that stuff years ago.
I got one better for you. Remember when everybody was super big on poking each other? And how it got the connotation that it got?
Still poke me, bro.
They do?
I still get people poking me. To this day.
To this day.
To this day. Oh my goodness. Oh. Yeah, so like, for me, I was on YouTube when I was 11, and here's how you can tell. YouTube, you couldn't be on YouTube unless you were 13. Like that was the age that they allowed.
I was 13 on a lot of websites you had to sign up for. I was 18 on a lot of websites you had to sign up for too.
So like, I just put my account to like 2 years older than I was, and I was able to access YouTube. And early YouTube for me was another thing that was on YouTube that I didn't mention was music videos from your favorite artists. So like, your Jay-Z, your Beyonce, those types of artists were on YouTube. I started with trying to like find stuff that I liked, and yeah, we'll talk about it.
Just keep.
I got it.
Keep doing it.
I eventually stumbled upon a abridged series. Now, I don't know what percentage of the internet knows about a bridge series, so I'll explain it just in case.
We're bikers.
So a bridge series are essentially some sort of form of media, so like maybe a game or a show, and there's a person or a couple people who voice over what they're doing, right? And they it's topical jokes, in jokes, taking like the original like dialogue and messing with it, or highlighting how stupid it might sound or whatever. So like, that's an abridged series, and I started with watching Nevitt1212 and Adam West Lapdog and Yu-Gi-Oh! The abridged series.
I started off watching Dragon Ball Z.
I was also a Dragon Ball Z The abridged series. I know some people who were watching Naruto The abridged series.
I watched a little bit of a Bridge series, but I was more of like a parody spoof kind of guy.
Oh, also parodies and spoofs were, man, there were so many things that like were so commonplace back then, like spoofs, a Bridge series. Those were the internet, you know. Any way to make some like funny content that featured stuff that you were familiar with was on YouTube. But then I discovered Let's Plays, and that was the direction I've been in for the longest time. So that's why I Let's Play.
I literally watched game walkthroughs because I'm like, I want to watch the game. I don't really care to hear, you know, people's commentary. So I would just watch the game. Every now and again, I'd find a game that I'd watch a let's play, and I'm like, you know what, I actually like it. But what I mainly got attracted to was automotive building channels. So like, I can't remember what the first one was that I found, but I started watching, and this is like recently, probably about 6 or 7 years ago. Like V-Tune Garage, of course TJ Hunt, Dustin Williams, that dude in blue, like people that have been doing this for like a while. I found the Fitment Industry page where I like watching the main three, as I call them, Alex Martinez, Dakota Stone, and Gels. They were my people. Oh, I remember the first automotive channel that I found. I found Donut Media. And I loved the content. So I started looking up like automotive rebuilds, any car that I could think of, and I didn't really know anything about cars back then, but I knew that I liked cars, and I knew that I wanted to buy a car and mod it. So,
and you see how beautiful YouTube is. YouTube gave you the access to something that you had no skill in, and we're just curious.
YouTube University, gotta love it.
It's funny because like I can say that YouTube is an educational platform. It is.
Oh, the internet itself is an educational platform. We just don't use it the way that it's intended. We'd rather use it to, I'm not going to stay in this zone, but a lot of times we abuse the resources of the internet.
And the crazy thing about it is I didn't think about this until I got maybe I was in I was 22 or so, but when you take a resource and you examine what that resource has to offer, you go, wow, I wasn't expecting to learn XYZ and so on and so forth. That's why I said there are tutorials and how-tos and so on and so forth, which is why we get stuff like that on apps like TikTok and Instagram. The funny thing is now though a lot of the TikTok
Community
tutorials,
yeah,
or some of them are parodies of themselves.
Yep.
People will literally be like, oh hey, today we're gonna make bagel soup because it's the most ridiculous thing, but also because someone on TikTok has probably done it.
Yeah, TikTok, ironically enough, is, at least in my opinion, it's become a place for a lot of short form content, and the short form content on there is super repetitive.
Yeah.
And there are OGs of the YouTube game that have been saying that, if you want to start off being an influencer, where should you start? YouTube or TikTok, making video content. A lot of them actually vote for TikTok because apparently it's easier to grow a fan base on TikTok. Personally, I'm a YouTube person myself, but I'm biased because YouTube was the thing when I was growing up. And now YouTube is basically like TV. Like, more people, or at least to me, in my personal life, I watch more stuff on YouTube than on TV. Like, I don't even have cable anymore. I do, well, that's another topic for another day, but streaming services versus cable. Like, I don't have cable because it's super expensive. I have streaming services, but more so than I watch anything on those, I watch YouTube because why? There's always a video going up. It's more interactive than watching, like, I don't know, Deal or No Deal, because you feel a connection with the person that you're watching. And on top of that, the person that you're watching is doing something that you're specifically interested in.
And, like, don't get me wrong, I love my game shows or my daytime, some of my daytime, nighttime talk shows or whatever, but YouTube and Twitch, that's where I'm watching all my stuff. Like Kitsune said, everybody that I'm into is on YouTube or Twitch or both. But
you follow a lot of game channels, right?
Yes. So, with that being said, I want to segue into our next topic, the Game Awards. Did you watch the Game Awards?
Did they happen already?
Yes.
No, I didn't. I don't generally watch the Game Awards.
Well, one, we gotta watch it next time together, because this year's Game Awards was very good.
Well, I'm sitting here looking at the categories, or I was looking at the categories earlier.
Let's go through the categories together and let people know who have it.
First off, Game of the Year went to Elden Ring. It beat out God of War Ragnarok, and I'm like, huh?
Well, hold on. Go back to like the main thing.
Well, I figured this was part one. This was the first one.
No, we did not start out with Game of the Year. That was at the end.
Well, it's the way they have it set up on their website.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. So, we had Game of the Year, which was Elden Ring, and I guess we'll talk about it now to get it out the way, because I know that people who know about this will expect, something to be said about it. Yes, there was a 13 to 14-year-old kid who left his seat, joined the creators of the game.
I saw that on Instagram.
And walked on the stage with them.
Yo.
Stood in the group with them while they gave their announcement, like their thank yous and everything.
It was epic.
And then got up on the mic and thanked his, I'm trying to remember if I get this all right.
Didn't he say something about like the climate change?
No, like Rabbi Priest, Baptist Rabbi Priest Bill Clinton, something like that. Something in that ballpark. And when we first saw that, I was watching this on Jiggy11's stream. If you don't know Jiggy11, he's an amazing guy. Oh, he found
I was about to say, you might as well keep talking because it's not like I'm going to play it out loud.
No, I know. But like, it was so weird because like, wait, go back to before they got up on the stage, because I can point it out. Because we were watching this, it was so wild. So like, they come out, they're high-fiving their fans, they're having a good time, they're loving this, and as they should. They won. And wait, did you see him?
Yeah, he just
comes up clapping and then merges with him. No one is aware of this, by the way. Like, the security team didn't catch it.
I think they were aware. I just think I think the people that were going up on stage were just confused.
No, they just thought, what they probably thought was he was just like an usher, like someone that
Probably.
helped them up the stage, which is what we all thought. And like, look at him, he's standing all to the far right, and don't even fast forward. You gotta see the whole thing. He moves in frame.
Well, I watched the whole thing already.
Well,
This was like the one thing from the Game Awards that I actually saw.
he moves in frame to behind the game's director and everything. He wants to make sure that the camera sees him. It is the most insane thing.
I don't know why I feel like whomever he was there with dared him to get up on stage.
He was there by himself.
He was there by himself?
He was there by himself.
Wow.
You know, so the story is, right, he was playing Call of Duty or some game with some guy, right? And he said this on the mic, that he was going to go to the Game Awards and get up on stage. No one dared him to do it. I don't know how true that is, but it's circulated, like it was something heavily talked about on Twitter and other websites and everything like that when it came to this. And like I don't remember the group, but there was a group of people that had him on their podcast or their show and interviewed him, and everyone's like, you do realize that that's what he wants, right? It's the
attention, yeah.
It's the attention. Like, he got up on the Game Awards stage with the winners of the Game of the Year Game Award, and you interview the man.
Well, he's not getting any more press on our channel, so like he's not gonna be welcome back. Like they're not gonna welcome him back to the Game Awards.
No, Jeff. I know Jeff was pissed.
But like in situations like that, you can't actually like react, much like the Oscars. You can't actually react. You just have to like let it happen and move on, much to their chagrin. But shut up, sir. We're not going there.
I'm sorry.
But I'm kind of upset that Elden Ring, like, I'm not upset that Elden Ring beat God of War Ragnarok, because God of War Ragnarok was a fantastic game.
You want to know how many Game Awards God of War took home?
Just, we'll get to it.
Okay.
But I never played Elden Ring, but from what I heard, it was a complete game. And if it was a complete game out the box, no DLC, you don't have to buy anything, and you could start off anywhere, that to me, like,
there's so
deserves
much
Game
to
of the
do
Year
in Elden Ring that there are still people playing it to find out what everything is.
Yeah, it's Kingdom Hearts 2 all over again. We're not gonna get stuck on that.
Oh man. So the next one, what's this category?
Best game direction.
Best game direction. So it went to Elden Ring. Best narrative went to Gold Wolf.
Boy.
And
The boy went up on stage and got the award.
Let me tell you what it competed against. It competed against Horizon Forbidden West. By the way, I feel so bad about Horizon Forbidden West because both Horizon games came out around the time that bigger games came out.
I didn't even know that Forbidden West was a new sequel. I thought it was this first game.
You want to know why? Because a big game came out before it and ate up all the press.
Apparently, because like I wanted to play Horizon, and I know that it was free on PSN if you were a subscriber.
Yeah. But
like I wanted to try it and then never got around to it. So when I saw Horizon Forbidden West, I was like, huh. I guess they updated it with some DLC and now they're like pushing it as a new game.
Yeah, so I think if I remember correctly, the first Horizon game came out before Breath of the Wild.
I think the first Horizon game, was for PS4.
So it came out before Breath of the Wild, and then Breath of the Wild came out, and then...
But I do remember hearing about the first Horizon.
This one's best art direction, and they gave it to Elden Ring, which is... And it some stiff competition as it was going against God of War and Forbidden West again. And then this was best soundtrack, which I agreed with because like
best score in music.
Oh, best score in music. Excuse me.
Yeah. So again, can't speak on it because I never played any of the other games that it went up against. But yes, God of War had a pretty solid score inside, like in the game.
And then we have best audio design. Now this one was funny to me because like they have Modern Warfare 2 along with Elden Ring and Gran Turismo 7 along with the winner
and Horizon Forbidden West.
Along with the winner, God of War Ragnarok.
Which, okay, for this one, I debate that because I played both God of War Ragnarok and Gran Turismo. I played Gran Turismo 7 heavy after it came out, and I still occasionally play it today.
We were jamming to the music the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, the music on that game is very good.
It's really good, so it's shocking to know that, like, it's shocking to see that it lost to God of War.
This was, what was this? Best performance. And it is Christopher Judge.
Chris Judge always gives a great performance when he plays Kratos.
I loved his speech. His speech was so good. And he had a shirt that had goat on it. It was amazing.
Can you believe that they're considering having, like, there were talks of having a God of War movie, and they were considering, or rumored to be considering The Rock. I'm like, I like The Rock as, like, I like Dwayne The Rock Johnson as much as anybody else.
Same.
But, come on. Chris Judge, the guy that plays Kratos, I think he's big, he's buff, and he has the voice of the character.
Yeah.
And he looks like he could be the character.
He could be Kratos.
But we're overlooking him for somebody that's a bigger star.
Listen, it happens all the time, man. It happens all the time. Plus, Christopher Judge's co-star, who played
The Boy,
was also
AKA
nominated.
Loki, AKA crap, I can't remember what his Norse name was. And he's 6'3". Chris Judge is 6'3".
He could pull it off.
Oh, he could definitely play Kratos.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. And like, it was so funny because you could tell that they didn't Atreus,
yeah, it was his Greek name.
You could tell that they didn't really originally plan out how long they would have people speak. Because Chris Judge took up a lot of, of time. But everybody was here for his speech. I was like, bro, I'm into this, man. He definitely deserved all that time. And it wasn't until, the last part of his speech that the band started playing him off. But it was like, bruh. Next was Games for Impact, and it was As Dusk Falls. I have no idea what that is. So.
I have no idea what that game is either, because I don't have an Xbox. So,
best ongoing is Final Fantasy 16, which was rightly deserved.
Final Fantasy 15.
15.
16 came out, and it's melting people's consoles as we speak.
Yeah. Protect your console. Use water guff. Oh, and Genshin Impact was on here, and I saw some people upset about. I was like, why are you upset about Genshin Impact not getting a game award?
It's an online game with a bunch of microtransactions.
Yeah,
and it's not that intuitive when it comes to playing, as well as
it's Breath of the Wild with anime.
Yeah, and if you want to play with friends, you have to literally be the same level as your friends, otherwise you can't really do anything.
Don't get me started on that.
Well, it's the reason why I stopped playing.
Yeah,
you still play, but because you're so far ahead, and it's super hard to grind up levels. Like,
I'm gonna tell you, the only reason why I still play that is because of the children's card game that they introduced. Best indie game was Cat Game, Stray, which was well deserved. Although Cult of the Lamb is very good. And I saw some Neon White and it looked very good. But Cult of the Lamb was kind of taking over the internet for
I think it's crazy that it beat out Sifu because Sifu had a lot of hype around it.
So I'm gonna say it's probably because there wasn't a lot of people playing Sifu, to be honest.
That's fair. Wow, best mobile game
went to Marvel Snap. Yep.
I can attest to that because I actually played Marvel Snap, and it's a really fun game, and I don't actually like playing mobile games.
I'm not gonna give Genshin the mobile thing because literally it's better to play Genshin on console or PC versus mobile. Shoot me. Best community support went to
Final Fantasy 15,
which, I mean,
it's Square Enix.
Oh, that's 14, not 15. 14 because that's the MMO. I'm pretty sure that's 14.
Oh yeah, 14. I'm sorry, I said 15.
Yeah, that's 14.
My bad. Roman numerals.
Because 15 is the one with the car.
Which one was the one with the bike?
Oh.
The one with the 3 guys and they all rode motorcycles. Is that 13?
Oh no, that's not 13. I know which one you're talking about. My brain, I can't. Well,
it's all good.
It's all good. Innovation and accessibility. God of War.
The Last of Us Part 1 was... How many times is this game going to be nominated? Because, like, it's been out for as long as, like, freaking GTA 5 has been out.
It's been a lot. It's been out since Jesus was on.
I still haven't played this game yet. I have the download for 1 and 2. Still haven't watched the show and still haven't played the game. And everybody still swears by that game.
You know what's sad is, like, it's come out so many times that I feel like it just should not be nominated anymore because, like, it's the same game. It literally is the same game.
At this point, they could have had, like, a part 3 and 4 out if they really wanted to.
Best AR game was, what was that? Moss Book 2. And it competed against Among Us, and there were people upset that Among Us didn't win.
Hey, Bayonetta 3 won something?
So Nintendo started gaining some wins with Bayo 3 getting Best Action Game.
That's saying something since it competed against Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. But MW2, yeah, it's an action game, but it's not really fighting. It's more like gun warfare.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's very loose.
Yeah,
it's very loose. Next up was
Best Action and Adventure.
God of War. I think, God of War came home with 8, I think, or so.
Oh wow.
Best role playing.
Oh, Legends Arceus Lost.
Yeah, it was.
That's
it
on
was
brand.
Interesting.
That's on brand.
Listen, but look at it competed against Live Alive.
Oh yeah.
And Strangle Tragedy. Strangle Tragedy.
Triangle. What?
That was a whole thing, and they and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. This is another one where I was like, people were getting mad. It was like, oh, why didn't Xenoblade Chronicles 3 win? I'm like, first of all, listen, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is an amazing game. We will not take anything away from Xenoblade Chronicles 3. But we are not about to sit here and be like, oh, okay. We're not about to sit here and be like, oh man, it should have won this and blah 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 blah. No, we're not doing.
Sorry, I'm sitting here still tripping because Well, I guess it wouldn't have won anything. Need for Speed Unbound hasn't even been out a year yet.
Yeah.
It just recently came out. So
Now this one was hilarious. Best fighting game. Multiverses, DNF Duel, JoJo, King of Fighters 15? Yeah. And then Sifu. Sifu was just out to get clapped this entire time.
hold on, I want to see. I can't remember. Did it come out October of last year?
Ooh, that's a good question. It'll be eligible for
This year.
this year.
Yeah,
Yep.
November 29th of last year. So it was probably too late to get nominated.
It just eked out of being considered.
I don't know why I want to segue to like some car stuff. Like, I'm sitting here thinking about you talking about game of the year and whatnot, and it's the hype that's around all this is making me laugh because like there are a bunch of people that want a bunch of new cars that are, you know, dropping, and they can't get them because of like the dealer markups.
The floor is open.
Like, okay, so you know, Kitsune is my 2020 Civic Si.
Yep.
I am very upset because I am in the position where I could get a Civic Type R, 2023 Civic Type R, but the dealer markups on them are very, very expensive. Like, they want you to pay 80 grand for a $50,000 car. Like, and we're not even going to talk about a Civic being $50,000.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the Integra Type S just dropped, and it's like 54 grand. That one's understandable because it's an Acura. Well, it has the accurate nameplate,
Right.
even though it's still a Honda. But, bruh, Kavoy, like, it's getting so hard to be accessible to like new cars, and like everything that I watch is saying like, oh, the car market is slowly correcting itself, and I'm like, I mean, that's cool, but a lot of greedy dealers are making it really hard for these enthusiast cars to come out, and we should be encouraging people to buy them because we don't know how much longer they're going to be around. Like, you're a budding car enthusiast.
Yeah.
You're saving up for your first car right now.
Yeah.
And you want to Focus ST. That car got discontinued because a lot of people weren't buying them after a while.
Which
So,
makes me sad.
with the huge push to EVs, which, by the way, I'm not a fan of EVs.
If it's your speed, it's your speed.
But it's not for me.
Here's my thing, right? I think they should exist. I like when people have options.
Yes, they have their place.
Yeah, when people have options to choose whatever they want to drive or whatever, that's good. However, if you're going to make that the main line of like whatever it is, that's when you start isolating people.
Yeah, and you just either force them to buy something that they don't really want, and ultimately it's just going to lead us back to where we are now with the ICE crisis. Like, I care about the environment.
Yeah.
Like, I learned about it back in school when I was in college. I took plenty of environmental courses, and there are more options other than, hey, let's mine for minerals and resources and toss them into batteries and make all battery electric cars. Because, you know, we're just switching one evil for another.
Yeah.
I like what Toyota said. Recently, Toyota basically ran some numbers and said that they're going in more on hybrids because I'd have to look up the article, but from their their findings. I don't know if it was scientific or not, and I feel super bad saying that because it doesn't sound super trustworthy. But Toyota was quoted basically saying that you'd produce less CO2 emissions with hybrids in the long run than you would either mining for minerals to create these large batteries for these EVs solely. But Porsche, on the other hand, is like, well, we have a whole bunch of ICE engines out here. We're going to try to put money into developing alternative fuel. So they're trying to make synthetic, or they are making synthetic gasoline, which is like crazy expensive per gallon right now. But they've proven that it's just as effective as what we have at the pump with fossil fuels. So I'm like, huh, that's cool. They're giving us options, science is pushing us forward, but the market and the people that are marketing are pushing one thing, EVs. And, you know, that was after the mainstream popularity of Tesla.
And it's really because, and this comes with everything, when people aren't looking at the bigger picture, you know. Everyone says, oh, I want to save the environment. Well, how do you do that? You just don't save the environment.
Stop eating beef.
You don't just save the environment by just picking one piece of trash. That's not how you save the earth.
Let's figure out how to, you know, streamline recycling.
Like,
let's solve cold fusion.
Oh man. It's easier to say than do.
Yeah.
But when we really start putting things into practice, I'm not saying like any of these avenues are perfect, but, you know, hybrids, that's a good idea. Synthetic gasoline, that's a good idea. If these things are proven to work and they're healthy for the environment and not harmful to plants, animals, or humans, why not try it? It makes more sense to do it that way than going full send on something that might end up having the entire population of it die down one day. What, you know, for the sake of example, what if something happens to these electric vehicles?
You have a whole bunch of bricked up iPhones sitting out on the street,
and that's the consequences that we would have to deal with.
Plus, I feel like the one thing that a lot of people don't, or a lot of these companies aren't thinking about is, just because one market, and I get it, logistics, like, whatever the biggest market is, you cater to it. Like, currently, I think the biggest market is China, and, like, they're really pushing for EVs, which is forcing all manufacturers to push for EVs. And I get it, but, you know, not everyone has access to charging. And you could say, oh, well, you could go find your closest universal charger or the closest Tesla charging station. And it's like, I could, but now I'm sitting at a Wawa for like hours to charge my car, and now I have to drive home.
Yeah.
I'm not fortunate enough to, you know, live in an apartment complex or live in a home that is accessible to a charging port.
By the way, that's expensive to get that installed.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Well. So that's the big takeaway as well.
And we're not even going to talk about like how the wiring would have to go in, because like there are a lot of hacks out here that, you know, just wiring up your home will not wire it up the right way.
Yeah.
Or take shortcuts instead of doing the job right and safe the first time. But I'm going to get off my soapbox now. I guess the question for the end of this one is, who do you think we are? So, in the comments, in the chat, who do you think we are? Like, we have no idea where this is going to go. It's something that we're starting for fun. So, who do you think we are? I guess who do you think we'll be? And, we're trying to figure it out.
Also, if you liked this episode, tell us which part was your favorite.
Yeah. Drop some comments for topics in the chat or in the comments.
And to go over what we talked about today. So we introduced ourselves, and then we talked about old friends. Then we talked about how YouTube used to be. Moved on to the Game Awards, and finally we talked about how car culture. That's what I was saying. Yeah, car culture.
We didn't even break the surface of car culture.
Well, some of car culture.
And we didn't even break the surface of gaming culture.
Yes.
So, but we dabble.
We dabbled into a couple things. If you are interested in catching episode 2, and maybe we can revisit some of the topics if you want to hear more about them, leave comments, please.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yes.
Would you like to plug your Discord server? Your Discord server and your Twitch channel?
So, if you want to have more fun hanging out with us, you can find us in the House of Shadows Discord. We try to have some things going on there. I'm trying to have ways for us to watch movies and do something I'm thinking about, which I'll talk about later in a later time. Also, if you don't have Discord but you have other social media platforms, follow me on Instagram or Twitter. I don't use Twitter that much, but Twitter. The links are in the bio. And also, stop by the Paper Lion store. It's my online store that has some cool merch.
It does. I can attest to that. I bought some today. I helped design it. Always thinking of new ideas. You can find me, Kitsune, at Underground335 on Facebook. Not Facebook. Oh God, not Facebook. On YouTube and Instagram. Links will also be in the bio or in the description for this page. I don't have a merch store yet, but we don't know what the future will hold.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still getting my YouTube channel and my Instagram channel off the ground. So yeah, follow me, comment, subscribe. But yeah, if you like this podcast and you want to see more, let us know in the comments. Let us know on Twitch. Send us a letter.
Yeah.
Reach out, email.
Or come join the Discord. Tell us how much you liked it there and have a discussion there in the Discord with us, where we hang out.
Yeah. So, I guess with that, we'll see you later.
Yeah.
We love you all.
Love you.
Peace.
Take care.